What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Behind the Spacebar. This is a podcast that you need to listen to if you want to be a world-class playback engineer, not payback engineer, as I just said
I like
on the
Payback
last take.
Engineer though.
Yeah, payback. I mean, I'm telling you, it's a great movie. Just somebody make it already. The
That's
title
right.
just it sells itself. But yeah, my name is Reese. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Will Doggett. He's here to dispense some wisdom. We're going to ask him some questions. First and foremost, before we get into that, I'm gonna do maybe the ending part of the podcast up front because it's on my mind. If you have a question that is just you cannot find the answer on Will's numerous YouTube videos, and you've been struggling to figure this out, just go ahead and submit us a question. Direct message us on Instagram from Studio to Stage IG. That's where you're going to find us. Send us a message. We will read your question on this very podcast. Now, I will say one thing. This is my encouragement for everybody who's out there and they've got something that's just eating at the back of their brain. They want to ask Will. Please don't write us a book because
Mhm.
sometimes it's hard to get the context of what you're asking. Because I'm just gonna be honest. I've had a few of these. They're like 3 different paragraphs, and there's like a question per paragraph. So love that you guys are enthusiastic about it, but short and sweet is always going to be better. So speaking of short and sweet, Will, how's your day going?
That's those words have never been uttered in the same sentence before. Short
I
and
know.
sweet and real.
That's the
So
thing. I'm
that's a good
actually
joke.
teasing you by even
Good joke.
asking.
My day's going great, Reese. I'm excited to be here. We just recorded a fantastic episode before this one, and so I'm excited to see what question you have for me and see if we can knock it out of the park.
Well, let's get to it then.
Same.
This one's a good one. I like it. Now, if you guys have been listening for a while, we've been going, we talked about this last episode, maybe about 3 months or so. There's one topic. Well, what would you say? One word answer is the one topic we talk about the most on this show.
I mean, it'd have to be division of labor or redundancy. One of those two.
Redundancy. That's it. That's the
Redundancy.
answer I
Okay.
was looking for.
Yeah.
So that was your context clue because it's a one-word answer, redundancy. So we're going
There
to
you go.
talk about it a little bit today, but slightly different. Someone asked a question on Instagram. This is from Daniel. Is it possible to have redundancy with the iConnectivity AUDIO4c? Now,
Mm.
this is not an interface that we talk about a lot. Um, as of now, the latest and greatest from iConnectivity has been the PlayAudio 1U. Before that, it was the PlayAudio 12. The 4C, now, Will, you've been working with iConnectivity a little bit longer than I have. Does the 4C predate both of those, or is it just a different option? Maybe give a little bit of context about what the 4C is, and then talk about its capabilities with redundancy.
Yeah, that's great. Let me actually share my screen so I
Okay.
can walk you guys through this. We'll put links to all these below. They will be affiliate links. So if you hate me, do not click them because my family will be able to eat if you click them. So if you like me, click them. If not, then yeah, you get the point. So let's start at the heritage of these, the lineage and heritage of these devices. PlayAudio 12. This was, the term game changer is way overused, but
Right.
it was a game changer in the sense of making redundancy affordable for everyday musicians. Now, the cool thing with the PlayAudio 12 is there's still a lot of people using it. It's discontinued now. You can't buy it. There's still a lot of people using it. Pros on the road playing giant stadium tours using it, to acts that are just getting started. And that's the thing that the PlayAudio 12 made possible. Before that, we had, and the reason that is because it's an audio interface in one, basically two audio interfaces and a switcher in one. Before that, we had the Radial SW8, which is still a fantastic analog only solution, but you still need two audio interfaces. You still have to manage MIDI redundancy. The PlayAudio 12 did all that in one, which is great. So big fan of that. It's no longer being made. The new updated version of this is what I use as the PlayAudio 1U. It's worth mentioning the PlayAudio 1U is not just a 1U version of the PlayAudio 12. It's a completely brand new architecture, rebuilt from the ground up. And it's got 5-pin DIN on it. It's got some really cool stuff you can do with your control ports. It's got XLR outputs on the back that are fan and power protected, balanced. It's just like ready to rock and roll. 22 RTP ports as opposed to 4. It's got, I think, 8 host ports as opposed to, actually, the the 12 may have had 8 host ports. I can't remember, but just a fantastic solution. Power supply is just a standard IEC, I think C13 type connection, if I remember correctly. Really great interface. I love it. We'll put the link to both of these below, and put a link to our PlayAudio 1U course below if you want to learn how to use the 1U from start to finish. The AUDIO4c is still available. You can still purchase it. It is this kind of like the footprint of the PlayAudio 12, but it's got 4 inputs. It's got 4, technically 6 outputs on the back. You can connect 2 devices to it. It's got a host port. The thing that makes the AUDIO4c kind of different between the 12 and the 1U is, one, it doesn't do redundancy. There's no automatic or manual redundancy on the 4C. It has 4 inputs. It does have 2 connections, but it was really made to be like a device that you could use as a audio interface to record, throw in your bag and go record with it. It was meant to be an audio interface where you could stream, and share audio between 2 different computers without any virtual routing stuff. It's all handled in the hardware, which is cool. And it's meant to be just an audio interface that, in a pinch, you could use those 4 outputs plus the headphone 5 and 6 to have a 6 output interface. But a lot of people see these 2 ports on the back and think that means, oh, this can do redundancy just like the PlayAudio 12 did, but it's half the amount of outputs. It's not true, because it just allows you to pass audio between, allows you to use 2 computers at the same time, and some outputs go out of this output, and some outputs from the other computer go out of this output. So it can do some unique things for sure. It was iConnectivity's first USB-C interface. But it does not do redundancy in the sense that the PlayAudio 12 or the 1U handles redundancy.
So with something like these PlayAudio devices, the 4C in particular, if somebody had that, the device itself doesn't do redundancy, but say you're just getting started out, this is all you got, and maybe you can afford to get another 4C and basically have 2 of them and do a manual switchover with 2 computers, 2 AUDIO4Cs. Would that even be worthwhile in your opinion? Or is it just like, hey, great little unit, but if you're looking for redundancy, maybe sell both of them and get something else? Like, where would you land on that? Is there any workarounds using it in maybe more of an analog context, or is it just like, hey man, it's not the right thing, try something else?
Yeah, that's a good question. So if we've got 2 AUDIO4Cs and we want to do redundancy, we have 3 options for redundancy, okay? Option 1 is one AUDIO4C is connected to computer A, the other one is connected to computer B. We get up to 6 outputs out of both of those computers. Those are our 2 audio interfaces. But again, as a reminder, what did I say the 12 and the 1U has? 2 audio interfaces plus switching in it.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do redundancy with 2 AUDIO4Cs, you've got to have a analog switching solution in the chain, which the best thing available for that is a radial SW8, which is, I think, $1,200. And so you add that in your 4C, 6 in, 6 in, and then you get up to 8 out with the SW8. That's option 1. Option 2, which I think is a better option, is you use the one AUDIO4C connected to your A computer, and then you connect your B computer to that same AUDIO4C. And then I've actually got this screen pulled up here. In the Oracle for X Series software, there's these little like preset modes where I can click play USB 1 and then click play USB 2. And it's going to pass the 6 outputs out of USB 1 when I click USB 1, or the outputs from USB 2 when I click USB 2. Use that as it's not automatic redundancy, and it's not even really manual failover. I guess it is kind of manual failover, but one 4C connected to 2 computers and leaving Oracle open and clicking between USB 1 and USB 2, that's going to give you that's going to give you a good backup solution, right? And so that's a great way to just start with what you have. I don't think there's any world where you should buy two Audio4Cs and then try to build a redundant rig from that, because again, you got to have that switching, you've got to have MIDI redundancy, which we don't have. And so we'd have to buy an SW8. We'd then have to figure out how to get 5-pin DIN. I believe, if I remember, the 4C has 5-pin DIN on it. Yeah, we'd have to then take the 5-pin DIN output into a MIDI Solutions programmable input selector, 2 in, 1 out, a way to switch that. By the time you put all that together, sell everything you've got and just buy a PlayAudio 1U, right? And
Yeah,
it solves all that in once.
I think that's kind of the way I was kind of wanting to take the conversation is it's just we talk about this on the podcast before. I think I bring it up almost every other episode. Context is so important whenever
Yeah.
we're talking about any of these,
Yep.
because I don't want anyone to listen to this episode and go like, Will and Reese said the 4C sucks and no one should buy it. That's not what we're saying at all. It is context specific as to why you would want one. But yes, in this particular case, I would say, Daniel, if you got a few extra bucks laying around and you don't need the 4C for, like on the go recording, like Will mentioned earlier, maybe consider selling it, save up a few more pennies, and get you a 1U. If you're gonna, I'll say this too, because I've seen this. I had a 12 at one time and I sold it to get the 1U. So I practicing what I preach there. But also, I thought to myself after I had pulled the trigger on it, I was like, you know what? It still would kind of be cool to have a 12 just in my back pocket.
Yeah.
I like iConnectivity products. Maybe I'll go rebuy it on the used market. Well, I might have let mine go for a little bit less than I should have because they seem pretty pricey now. If
Yeah.
you're going to buy a 12 on Reverb or somewhere like that, Facebook Marketplace. So it's getting to the point in some cases I've seen if you're going to buy a 12, it's the same cost as the 1U. Get the 1U. You're going to save yourself a lot of time and effort. And if you got a 12 though, hang on to that bad boy because people, even though they don't make them anymore, people still like them. Like
Oh yeah.
like Will mentioned, there's plenty of pros on the road that are still using them. So
Yeah. Yeah. And
um,
what if I can add one thing real quick, Reese,
yeah.
and then I'll throw it back to you. We had a great question in boot camp, and I won't say who this was, but we kind of had this asked a couple times in our boot camp '05 crew. Someone said, Will, should I buy the PlayAudio 1U because I'm considering to do Dante? And the thing that I encourage them is, I think a lot of us are moving towards the path of Dante. I've teased, I think in our Dante episode that, I know of 3 Dante interfaces that don't exist currently on the market that are being developed to make like redundancy with Dante easier. I think the most affordable solution now is the Xbox MD. You move from there up to a Prodigy MP or MC. But I still think the PlayAudio 1U is the best solution for everyone getting started. And it's the best long-term solution. Because one, if you just need analog, like that's all you need, and you're going to continue to keep using it. But let's hypothetically say I bought the PlayAudio 1U and then I go on a tour that's doing Dante. You're still going to need MIDI redundancy. And I mentioned this in Bootcamp '05. Most of the pro level rigs I see have no MIDI redundancy whatsoever. They have a Mio XM in them, and that's to split MIDI going in, but they have not considered splitting MIDI going out. And so these people are paying thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars in a lot of cases, for rigs that have no MIDI redundancy. And if you're not controlling anything on stage, that's fine, I guess. And if you are controlling things on stage and your gear can accept multiple, MIDI notes back to back, maybe that's okay. But the only thing that does MIDI redundancy and up to 22 RTP connections is the PlayAudio 1U. So I think every rig needs a PlayAudio 1U, whether you're using it as your audio interface or not. And you can do automatic or manual MIDI redundancy failover with the 1U, which is awesome. So I think still think it's the best solution. And I should always, every time I have this conversation, I should always mention I get paid by Connectivity every month to create content for them. They're one of the companies that helped me launch from studio to stage in the early days, along with Ableton. And so take that with a grain of salt. But like I said, with everything, test what I'm saying. We did a webinar one time, Reese, I think you were on this, where I was like, let's build a redundant rig. And I started pricing it out and we got to like $6,000 or $8,000. And then I was like, or we buy the PlayAudio 1U, right? If you don't believe me or trust my opinion, Go figure it out yourself, build it. You're going to land on the One U regardless. So that's my solution. That's the theme of today. Buy the PlayAudio One U for sure.
Yes, I would even broaden that theme to just say that iConnectivity is awesome. I've helped you out with some of the promo that we do for them, just talking about their gear on a consistent basis, their user interface, the One U, all that stuff. Great products. You won't be sorry if you
That's
go
right.
buy. I mean, I don't know. Well, have you ever heard anybody like, I bought the One U and it sucks and I don't like it anymore? Like, I haven't seen that personally. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's the outlier.
Yeah.
So don't go find the one comment and throw it back in our face
Yeah. I
of
mean, I've
somebody
seen
that didn't like it.
you can find my comments. If you want to have a real fun time, go find some of my recent videos on Sweetwater. Shout out to Rich, who hates my guts. Love you, Rich. I think his name's Rich Kilbasa, which what fantastic name. But there's actually two guys named Rich, and both of them hate me. So both Riches. I don't know what I did to piss off all Riches in the world, but love you guys. And but you could see in those videos there are people leaving comments like, but where do I plug my mic in? And again, that Reese said this earlier, it all comes down to context, right? The One U is the interface that allows you to have redundant playback. That is its goal. It has nothing to do with audio inputs. It has nothing to do with vocal processing, nothing to do with lighting. It is redundant playback, and it's the best solution to do that. It's the most affordable solution. It's the simplest solution to do that. So shout out to Riches, all the Riches of the world that I've pissed off. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the One U.
Cool. Hey, speaking of affordable, if your budget is $0, but you want to get started on playback, well, where can they go? How can they get started if, they're looking for some free stuff to get rolling, maybe a template or two?
Yeah.
What should they do?
Yeah, it's a good question, Reese. Not only is it free, it's the best solution that exists out there. There's some people that sell products for $50 to $100 more than my free thing that don't come anywhere close to this. And test me on this. That's what I'm gonna keep saying. That's the theme of these shows, is test me on this. But head to fromstudiotostage.com/template. We'll put the link below if you can't understand a one word I'm saying, fromstudiotostage.com/template. And when you go there, you'll be able to download our free playback. I think we call it playback intro template now. I don't know if it's branded that way now, but it will be by the time you see it. But that's a template that follows the exact formatting structure that all my other templates, my standard template, my pro template, are built upon. It's completely free. It includes Foundations Lite, the AI Cues Player Lite, which is the foundation that all those full versions of those products are built on. And in addition to just a free template, I include access to 2 courses that show you exactly how to use it and how to get started with playback. And like I teased on our last episode, at least at the time that I'm recording this, I don't even have the email automation set up to sell you something. So you just get the template and you just get the training, right? So head over from studiostage.com/template. And again, I encourage people last episode, if you're a session view person, if you're someone that sees my stuff and you like how someone else does stuff, just download it for free and try it. Because what I can promise you is there's not a single human living on the face of the planet right now that thinks or is obsesses more over playback, and particularly saving mouse clicks and efficiency and process that works and allows you to edit faster than ever before. And so my goal is I would love to create as many world-class playback engineers as possible, because it improves things for artists and for shows. And the best way to get started doing that, from studiostage.com/template for sure.
Yes, and he's not lying. It is free 99. So like, you're
There
not
you
going
go.
to get a better deal on anything related to playback ever.
That's
So
right.
that's a great way to end the show, man. I think we covered it. Daniel, I thank you so much for the question.
Yeah,
Great
good
stuff.
question, Daniel.
We do talk about connectivity a lot, but this is the first time I can recall the 4C ever coming up. So I'm glad we were able to kind of discuss some pros and cons, and just, again, context specific about why the PlayAudio One U really reigns supreme
Yep.
at this point in time. If you're
Yep.
watching in 2032, we don't know what you're going to be using. So we don't even know if Will is going to move on and he's going to switch to movie reviews, because he came up with a great idea called the Payback Engineer, and he's doing that now. He's
We're
living in
on
Hollywood.
we're on episode 5. Me and Liam Neeson are hanging out by the pool. He must be like 87 by that time, but it's
Probably.
really good, really successful. So
Still
you
good at
heard it here
punching, though.
first, folks. Yeah, that's right.
All
That's
right.
right.
Thanks, guys. It's been a good one. We'll see you next time. Take care, Will.
Bye, everybody.